Ekranlarından herkese merhabalar. Ben Eda Özdemir. Bugün bir özel yayınla karşınızdayız. İslam İşbirliği Gençlik Forumu'yla düzenliyoruz. Bu ortak yayını ve çok değerli bir konuğumuz olacak Azerbaycan Cumhurbaşkanı Danışmanı Sayın Hikmet Haciyev az sonra yayınımızda olacak ve belirtelim, röportajı İngilizce yapacağız. Çünkü uluslararası platformlarda da yer alacak konuşmamız. Bundan ötürü İngilizce olarak gerçekleştireceğiz. Bir hatırlatma daha yapalım. Hem Ekotürk YouTube kanalı hesabından hem de İslam İşbirliği Gençlik Forumu hesaplarından sorularınız olursa sizin de Sayın Haciyev'e oradan yöneltebilirsiniz. Biz de vaktimiz yettiğince cevaplandırmaya çalışıyor olacağız. Şimdi Hikmet Bey yayınımızda. Merhabalar Hikmet Bey. Welcome,
Merhabalar.
Your Excellency.
Merhabalar, nice to see you, Edehan.
Nice to see you too. To start with, the political developments in the southern Caucasus during the last quarter of 2020 have emerged new unpredicted geopolitics in the region. So all the balances are beginning to rebuild. And as the circumstances, Azerbaijan returned is almost occupied territories by Armenia after 28 years with this 44 days long war. And I would like to ask you, how do you evaluate the new geopolitics in the region? Also, with it has the vital importance for both the West and the East, and such as the superpowers China, Turkey, Iran, and Russia. All, when you consider all of these actors as well, what would be your review on including between those actors that I've mentioned?
Once again, thank you, Edehanam. I also take this opportunity to thank Islamic Conference Youth Forum for this opportunity to speak youngsters among the Organization of Islamic Cooperation member nations, and also particular thanks to your channel for this opportunity. You're absolutely right that 2020 was a transformational change in the geopolitics of the region of the South Caucasus, particularly in the context of Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict. As everybody knows, Azerbaijani people have been suffering from the military occupation of Armenia more than 30 years. And it started with the late 80s of the last century. Armenian extremist and chauvinistic groups started their territorial claims against Nagorno-Karabakh region of Azerbaijan. That time, Soviet Union was still alive. And with the disintegration of the Soviet Union, it has been enlarged into the full-scale war of Armenia against Azerbaijan, as a result of which Armenia militarily occupied 20% territories of Azerbaijan, and 1 million Azerbaijanis were subject to ethnic cleansing. And in 1994, there was a ceasefire arrangement, but with the single hope that there will be political resolution of the conflict, with the ultimate goal of ensuring withdrawal of Armenian troops from the occupied territories of Azerbaijan. Back in 1993, the United Nations Security Council adopted 4 resolutions about the resolution of this conflict, with a particular demand of ensuring a withdrawal of Armenian troops from the occupied territories of Azerbaijan. But unfortunately, it never happened. And other international organizations also adopted a very serious number of resolutions and declarations condemning military aggression of Armenia against Azerbaijan. We are also thankful, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, that since it's in a Casablanca summit meeting, OIC member countries, including the OIC Youth Forum, adopted multiple resolutions condemning Armenia's war and injustice against Azerbaijani people. And in the 27th of September last year, we have seen yet another provocation of Armenia against the civilians of Azerbaijan who were living along the line of contact. And Azerbaijani people made the ultimate decision that enough is enough, that Azerbaijan would like to end this conflict and also withdrawal of Armenian troops from the occupied territories of Azerbaijan. And with 44 days of war resulted in the victory of Azerbaijan, and Armenia also signed with a declaration of capitulation, and Azerbaijan ensured withdrawal of Armenian troops from its occupied territories. But now there are more opportunities for the peaceful resolution of peaceful development of the region, or peaceful transformation. And Azerbaijan, from its side, is ready for that, as it has been declared by my president. And based on the trilateral statement that have been signed between Russia, Azerbaijan, and Armenia, Azerbaijan is engaged consolidating on the particular elements of this resolution, of the statement. And there was yet another statement on the 11th of January for this year between Armenia, Russia, and Azerbaijan about the opening of all communications. We do believe that opening of communications and also trading relations among the regional countries will further boost potential of the peaceful development. For that purpose, there was also initiative of 3+3 format of cooperation amongst the countries of the Caucasus and also neighboring countries like Brazil, Turkey, Russia, and Iran could also join this process on having full-fledged regional cooperation. And we do also believe that Armenia can also gain a lot of benefit from such a cooperation, and being a self-isolated country and also having a high level of unemployment and also demographic challenges and some other difficulties, Armenia can get a benefit from such a regional cooperation. But for that, Armenia finally must end its policy of occupation and also should curb its policy of revanchism. Unfortunately, we also see some political groups in Armenia are raising up with the revanchist feelings as well, and also should build a normal and civil relation with the neighboring countries. Under such circumstances, we can have a full transformation of the region of Caucasus, and every country, including Armenia, can get benefit from that.
Yes, Your Excellency, I would like to expand the Karabakh victory and focus on the Turkey support here, because not only during the wartime, we see mutual support to each other and the partnerships in various branches. And as at the wartime, we mostly saw Turkey reacting in that way. So Azerbaijan, we followed that. Azerbaijan also appreciated it. So as a final link to this chain, visa liberalization and the opportunity to travel between two countries with only an identity card is on its way and about to happen. So I would like to ask you about that specific topic. What would be your assessments on this and about the process of the travel opportunities?
Turkey and Azerbaijan are brother countries, and since the independence of Azerbaijan, we have seen support of brother Turkey to Azerbaijan, and particularly in the context of Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict, Turkey always supported justice and always supported just cause of Azerbaijani people, and also demands of the international law, and particularly the United Nations Security Council resolutions. And this policy of Turkey on a firmly manner on multiple occasions have been stated by President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and some other high-level officials of Turkey, and especially in the context of Tovuz incident when Armenia attacked Azerbaijani civilians and militaries in Tovuz district of Azerbaijan in July 2020. We have seen yet another firm support, diplomatic and political support and moral support of Turkey to Azerbaijan when President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who is a great friend of Azerbaijan and Azerbaijani people, once again declared that without any hesitation, Turkey renders its full support to Azerbaijan. And in the course of the military operation 4 day, and we have seen the emotions and passion and compassion of entire Turkish people and all citizens of Turkey, along with Azerbaijan, and everyone supported in justice. And actually such a support or moral diplomatic support of brother Turkey and enhanced the courage and determination of Azerbaijan to liberate Azerbaijan's occupied territories from Armenia's military occupation. Therefore, in all sense, in all spheres, Turkey and Azerbaijan has a strategic partnership on political, economic, energy, transport, and Turkey and Azerbaijan, through our joint efforts, we have changed energy landscape of wider European continent, and the Turkish-Azerbaijan partnership and cooperation being as an element of contributing to the development of our both countries. In the meantime, this element of cooperation contributes to the enrichment of the wider region. That's in a principle that shared prosperity is the best way of doing business. It's like a joint shared approach of Turkey and Azerbaijan, as it was once said by late Heydar Aliyev, national leader of Azerbaijan, that we are the two states, one nation. Under such a principle, Turkish and Azerbaijani cooperation are developing. In Turkish and Azerbaijani relations, you're absolutely right that people-to-people contact constitutes an important component and element of our bilateral ties. When President Recep Tayyip Erdogan was in Azerbaijan, in the presence of two presidents, the agreement has been signed between Turkey and Azerbaijan about the possibility of our nationals visiting our countries based on the ID card. We do believe that it's going to boost further people-to-people contact, business contacts, human and cultural cooperation between our brother countries, and in a wider sense, contribute to the development of our countries. And I myself looking forward at the earliest convenience for such an opportunity to visit Brazil and beautiful Turkey with my own identity card, and gladly saying that all our nationals will have this chance, and currently having it as a chance, will have more frequent visits.
Your Excellency, as you said, we have this saying, tek millet, iki devlet, one nation, two states, and all the developments are shaping around this circle. And there's also a big trade volume between two countries. And lately there was a in Ankara, a business forum took place, and 11 agreements were signed in that term. And what projects are on the way between Azerbaijan and Turkey? What specifically you would point out? About energy, we know that TANAP, SOCAR, there's this huge gas corridor which has the access to Europe as well. And I would like to ask you about the energy sector in detail, but besides, what other sectors would you point out?
Upon the instruction of President Ilham Aliyev, recently Prime Minister of Azerbaijan was in Turkey along with other cabinet members, and we had a meeting of the Intergovernmental Joint Commission. And Intergovernmental Joint Commission is very instrumentalized mechanism of development comprehensive economic and trade cooperation and relations between Turkey and Azerbaijan, but not only limited only economic and trade cooperation. It's a very comprehensive program, covers education, some culture, and some other spheres as well. In Turkey-Azerbaijan cooperation, you are right again, highlighting the energy cooperation, but it has been one of the column of Turkish-Azerbaijan cooperation, but through our joint efforts, we have changed wider geopolitical map or energy map of the region of South Caucasus and wider region, and also brought together Caspian Sea, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and also Adriatic Sea. It started with the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan oil pipeline, and it ended up with the recent commissioning of TANAP and TAP project. And TANAP, the last segment of the southern gas corridor, was in a TAP project that's now fully operational, brings in a gas of Azerbaijan from the shores of the Caspian Sea to the European market. And of course, Turkey is a major transit country, and as a TANAP project only covers Azerbaijan and Turkey. And through our joint efforts, we are contributing to the energy landscape, energy security of Europe, and not as an alternative route, but alternative source as well. In the meantime, Turkish-Azerbaijan cooperation, communication or connectivity component is yet another crucial element, because Baku-Tbilisi Kars railway system, it was yet another fundamental contribution to the development of the regional connectivity. Now it brings also together Central Asian countries via the Azerbaijan, and their cargoes are going to Turkey, and back and forth is also a possibility that we have seen recently. Turkish cargoes through the same route has been delivered to China. In a sense, it's a renewal of the ancient Silk Road, where Turkey and Azerbaijan played their fundamental and crucial role. In Turkish-Azerbaijan cooperation, along with the economic trade relations, is in a joint investment. Azerbaijan also comes up with its own investment project in Turkey. Around 20 billion investment has been put in the economy of Turkey. First is a sign of the brotherhood between Turkey and Azerbaijan. In the meantime, it's a sign of confidence to the Turkish economy, because Turkey has one of the vibrant economy in the region, and the recent developments of Turkey in economic-wise and trade-wise also makes Azerbaijan happy. And also yet another important element in the development of Turkey now is an innovative development based on the innovation and science. And it also makes it extremely glad in Azerbaijan as well, but seeing such triumphs and such developments of Turkey. Education, culture, yet another important spheres of cooperation between Azerbaijan and Turkey, but many Azerbaijani students are studying in Turkey, and while returning back, they're contributing to the development of Azerbaijan. We also see Turkish students in Azerbaijan. It's a wider part of the people-to-people context. This year has been declared Year of Nizami Ganjavi in Azerbaijan and Year of Yunus Emre in Turkey. These philosophers are playing important role in the history of the wider Turkish world, and it was also an important contribution to wider Islamic civilization and world civilization as such. Therefore, through the teachings and through the poetry of Yunus Emre and Nizami Ganjavi, we are also looking forward for certain joint projects between our countries as well. These are the, let's say, the specific areas, but in the meantime, in Turkish-Azerbaijani cooperation, military and defense cooperation is yet another crucial, important element that through the joint trainings, through the technology transfer and share, we also having very comprehensive cooperation in the defense and security field as well.
Your Excellency, speaking of the bilateral relations, I have one more question. You also mentioned on 11th January 2021, there was a summit, Karabakh summit, that took place in Moscow, and three important leaders, Russian President Putin, Azerbaijan President Aliyev, and Armenian Prime Minister Pashinyan were there. And after the ceasefire in Karabakh, some talks were done and agreements were signed. So that was an important summit. And in Turkey, there was some debates and talks about why Turkey weren't there. So I just wanted to ask you, would you have any reviews on this topic as well?
Wherever Azerbaijan goes, Turkey is in our heart, and therefore Turkey is everywhere together with Azerbaijan, as we are brother countries. But for the Moscow meeting, it was hosted by Russian Federation, and Armenia and Azerbaijan has been invited for that meeting. And also we know about certain sensitivities of Armenia with regard to Turkey, and also Armenia's own unfortunate and also ungrounded biased claims against Turkey. And that's also yet another unfortunate development, that we do hope that Armenia will end such claims against Turkey, and will pursue civil relations and with regard and respectful relations with regards to its neighbors. But in January Moscow meeting, in Moscow declaration, there was a statement about the opening of the communication lines, and especially the route between Azerbaijan and Nakhchivan region of Azerbaijan, where Nakhchivan is under the blockade for many years as a result of Armenia's policy of trying to isolate and blockade Nakhchivan. And historically, there was an operational railroad that linking Azerbaijan and Nakhchivan via the Mehri region of Armenia. Unfortunately, because of the conflict, we couldn't use it. Now the idea is that to renew that possibility once it's renewed, once with economic connectivity projects are implemented, including all multi-modal elements of that railroad, land road, and so on. It also means that Nakhchivan will fully be connected with Azerbaijan. In the meantime, Nakhchivan will also be, while it's in a connection with Turkey, will have yet another dimension of the route and connection with Azerbaijan as well. And we are looking for such possibility as well. But of course, Turkey as a brother country for Azerbaijan, and also having excellent relations with Azerbaijan, and having also neighborhood with all regions of the Caucasus, should also be part of this connectivity projects. And Turkey's contribution will be substantially important for the economic development and the benefit of the region.
Your Excellency, as you know, we are also on the eve of the commemoration of 29 years of Khojalı genocide, and is recognized by the world, most of the countries, including OIC countries. And I would like to ask you, are the people of Azerbaijan ready to live in peace with Armenians within the background of this genocide? In the future, would we see some effects or reflections about that process? What assessments would you make?
As Azerbaijani people are, in a matter of the days, going to celebrate 29th anniversary of Khojalı. But we are not only just during the anniversary of Khojalı are celebrating it, are remembering the victims of the Khojalı. It's throughout the year. We are remembering innocent victims of Khojalı genocide that have been committed in a deliberate manner by the political military leadership of Armenia in 1992 against Azerbaijani civilians.
Mhm.
In the course of the military operation, Armenian armed forces surrounded Khojaly and heavily bombarded it, and afterwards they engaged in a indiscriminate killing of all civilians. And as a result of which 613 civilians, including the elderly women, children, have been in a brutal manner killed and massacred. That's crime against humanity. That's also military crime that have been committed by Armenian armed forces. And previous presidents of Armenia, Kocharyan and Sarkisyan, who they were the masterminders behind this operation that killed civilians. Even Serge Sarkisyan, who recently made a statement in Armenian press and who admitted in his interview to the British journalist Thomas de Waal that it was a deliberate military operation with the sole purpose of intimidating Azerbaijani civilians.
Mhm.
And we also have seen a repetition of such a military doctrine by Armenian political military leadership in the course of the recent 44-day war as well, when Armenian political military leadership decided to attack Azerbaijani civilians with the dangerous Scud rockets and Scud missiles, and also cluster weapons like Smerch missiles, as a result of which in Ganjir, in Barda, and Tartar, and some other regions of Azerbaijan, more than 100 civilians have been killed and 400 have been seriously wounded. It shows that since Khojaly, nothing has changed in the mindset of some political military leaders of Armenia. Their sole purpose was just to kill civilians.
Mhm.
And from Azerbaijani side, and we were not just seeking a hatred. It was not an Azerbaijan's policy, but we were seeking the justice. If there is a crime, there should be the punishment as well. And also finding the ones and bringing the ones to the justice who have committed such crimes could be important element of the reconciliation process, because the victims of Khojaly and entire Azerbaijani people are demanding such an justice. We have seen that previous war crimes are brought to justice when they have committed such crimes. Such cases are abundant in Africa, in Balkan region, and including in the history of the Second World War, when the Nazi generals who have committed such crimes against the civilians are brought to justice. We are also seeking such people are brought to justice, and we do think that it could be yet another important element of the reconciliation. Well, in that context, we are also thankful for the international community, including the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum for their statements condemning Khojaly genocide and also expressing their solidarity with Azerbaijani people. But along with the Khojaly, that's a genocide against Azerbaijani people, we have also witnessed Urbicide, that's a genocide against cities by Armenia in the course of the occupation of Azerbaijani territories. When we visited with international journalists, Agdam, Fizuli, Jabrail, Zengilan, some other regions of Azerbaijan that have been occupied, we have seen complete destruction. Everything has been destroyed in a deliberate manner by Armenia. It was also yet another part of the genocide, including against the cultural heritage of Azerbaijan. That entire cultural heritage of Azerbaijani people that have been developed throughout the centuries completely destroyed.
Mhm.
And mosques has been used in Agdam, in Zengilan, and other occupied regions as a piggery, as a stable for animals. It was also as an element of insult against Muslim people, not only just Azerbaijan, against the entire Muslim people in the world. But with the policy of the reconstruction, Azerbaijan will bring a new life to the occupied territories, and all buildings and all infrastructure and all cultural life will brought to livelihood once again. And unfortunately, we are facing an immediate challenge, but and also mines and exploded ordinances.
Mhm.
Armenia, in a deliberate manner, also extensively used mines and exploded ordinances, and that's a result of which Azerbaijani civilians and militaries are becoming victims as well. But once this mining issue has been sorted out, we will engage in a full reconstruction process, as has been identified by my president as a priority dimension, and will brought smart city, smart village concepts to this the occupied lands, and also bring in dignity, in security, and a peaceful manner Azerbaijani refugees and IDPs to their lands.
Your Excellency, also some forces, some powers who are known for their closeness to Russia and who were also personally involved in the occupation of Azerbaijan's lands and perpetration of Khojaly genocide in the 90s of the last century, are trying to get the power in Armenia. So let's suppose that they get it. How do you predict the future developments in the region? And do you personally have any concerns on a potentially new war?
It's an internal political development of Armenia. We do also trying to monitor all of these political developments, and unfortunately, previous warlords that have been like Kocharyan and Sarkisyan are trying to come to power in Armenia. But first of all, Armenian people should give their answer to such a people who have committed such crimes and also brought Armenia to such a disaster. As a result of policy of people like Kocharyan and Sarkisyan, Armenia committed such a policy of occupation against Azerbaijan. As a result of which, during the 30 years of occupation, Armenia as a state undermined its own reputation and its all moral ground and moral cause at the international level, because Armenia was perceived as an occupant country and a country that committed aggression and occupation. And secondly, as a result of such a policy, Armenia became self-isolated country. Armenia in itself, while committing this occupation, become hostage of this occupation. And it took Armenia's own resources, and instead of building its economy, education system, Armenia heavily invested in building unnecessary, completely unnecessary Second World War sort of military fortifications, and bought a lot of military hardware, missile system, but also proved completely useless. And also Armenia didn't even spare the life of its own youngsters, and they spent their life in the mission of occupation, but also completely useless. And simply as a result of such policy of people like Kocharyan and Sarkisyan, Armenia has achieved nothing. Therefore, now it's a time for Armenian people to make their rational thinking in a rational way, should choose their own political development. Our suggestion will be that Armenia should live in peace with its neighbors and in a civil manner, in a respectful manner. It's now time to end such territorial claims against the neighboring countries. Only under such circumstances there could be good prospects for Armenia and Armenian people. If there are some feelings of revanchism, Azerbaijan has its own power. Azerbaijan has its own resolve to ensure territorial integrity and safety of Azerbaijani civilians. We will never ever allow again repetition of such crimes and crimes of occupation against the Azerbaijani people. And the operation of the Iron Fist under the leadership of the Supreme Commander of Azerbaijan Armed Forces, President Ilham Aliyev, Azerbaijani people demonstrated its resolve and determination, and Azerbaijani Armed Forces in a professional manner, in a short framework of time, destroyed completely such a military system of Armenia. But we wish us peace, and we would like to make our own contribution to the peaceful development of the region. But now the ball on the court of Armenia.
Your Excellency, we're about to close, but as a closing question, let's leave the world to a side and move forward to the space, because also our national space program it's in the talk issues, and there's some context between Azerbaijan as well. Turkey Space Agency Chairman Serdar Hüseyin Yıldırım had contacts with Azerbaijan, and they discussed about what can be done mutually for the projects, for the space. So what are the Azerbaijan's aims for space studies? What would you say?
We also, as a Brazil country for Turkey, we were also extremely glad to see in the Turkish media and the Turkish press about the vision of Turkey to have its own space program, particularly with regard to the moon, and delivering Turkish rockets or satellites to the moon system. That was yet another element of joy, and we also extremely for such an innovative development of Brazil and Turkey as well. In the field of space industry, we do also see the great potential for our joint cooperation in Azerbaijan side. Our policy in this sphere is represented by Azerbaijan Space Agency. Azerbaijan is also part of the space club, let's say, as having its own satellites and operated in the outer space. And in 1973, World Astronomical Congress was held in Azerbaijan, even during the Soviet time. And Azerbaijan also made its own contribution, that time being part of the Soviet Union, to the development of the Soviet space industry. Therefore, during the Soviet time, Baku and Azerbaijan was considered as one of the hotspots of the Soviet astronomical or space industry. And based on such an heritage, and as an independent Azerbaijan, we also put an additional investment in that sphere. Therefore, we do see a lot of potential between Brazil, Turkey, and Azerbaijan, and then the space industry field as well, in terms of training of the personnel, exchanging experience, and also joint projects.
Yes, thank you so much. Çok teşekkür ederiz yayınımıza katıldığınız için Sayın Hajiyev. Çok sağ olun.
Thank you. I'm also thankful to the ICIF, the youngsters all around the world, for this opportunity to speak to you.
Teşekkür ederiz. Thank you so much.
Çok sağ olun. Teşekkür ederim.
Sağ olun. Değerli izleyenler, Azerbaycan Cumhurbaşkanı danışmanı.